I'm going to go live. What's up, you guys? Coach Fox here with Metro Jiu-Jitsu, the return of the Metro Jiu-Jitsu podcast. We're gonna do some housekeeping items here. As it stands at this moment, I have been restricted from going live on Facebook to any accounts that we manage because, I don't know why. It was a post I shared last year, and they said I was associating with a dangerous people group. So I don't know who the people group. I don't. Literally, they said, "Here's the post you shared." They didn't show me the picture, or image, or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. Share this on live. I gotta find where is Metro Jiu-Jitsu. Where's our live content? We don't know. We have no idea. Is it live? I don't know if there's a way to do this. No. The rise. Oh, here we go. Hey, I found it. Share and copy link. Fantastic. And we're gonna do this here. Beautiful. Oh. Well, that's awkward. Look at the thumbnail. Shit. Well, that's something we got. Whatever. F it. We'll do it live. I'm running it. Okay, you guys. So we've got Coach Jimmy. We're talking. Oh my God. That's it right there.
That's awesome.
We're talking about kickboxing today. So you're okay. First off, I guess let's go into your. I mean, obviously you still train jiu-jitsu, you still coach jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. What do you have a preference of one over the other, or is it kind of a both?
I would say I have a slight lean towards striking kickboxing. Just I've been doing it so much longer.
Because that was how you started, right? You came up like in a striking art, and then now when you started kickboxing, it wasn't really you started in traditional arts, right? Was it a taekwondo or like a?
So it was called NAMA, North American Mixed Martial Art. It was just like a mixed karate style.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you did. How old were you?
5.
Oh, that was So how old are you now?
35.
35. That's 30 years, dog. And you started grappling when?
I didn't actually train any I guess I wrestled in middle school, a little bit in high school, but I didn't start training pure jiu-jitsu until it was with you guys.
With Metro, so 2018. Yeah. 2018 is pretty much because that was you and Justin actually. Mm-hmm. Justin got you in. Are we ever gonna see him again?
I doubt. It's doubtful.
You don't think so, man? No, like if I call them up. You've tried. Yeah. If you can't get them in, I can't get them in. That's for sure. So, okay. Well, obviously things are picking up at Metro for sure with the kickboxing. Mm-hmm. What do you think? And it seems like it's one of those we'll call it overnight effects. It seems like it happened kind of overnight. Overnight meaning the past month or two specifically. But it's been going on for 2 years now. Yep. Is about when we started it. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think's attributing to that? Is it just simply inertia? Like people are, what do you think is kind of causing that in your opinion?
I think we finally just have that base layer of members who have been with us for a while. So I think you have to build that base layer before you can really get the new people to stick with the culture and kind of everything you're trying to build.
Well, and we see that a lot in jiu-jitsu too. I mean, that's case in point here at Westland. Dude, I forgot. I legitimately forgot how tough it is to start a school from a white belt school, because you kind of it's like anything. It's like farming. It's not unlike farming. Like you grow these little seedlings, and then they kind of grow, and then before long you get these repeat crops, and you have the benefit of these mature students or mature crops or whatever. And at Westland, dude, it's still very green. I don't think I know we haven't promoted a single blue belt out here. No. Who started here? I mean, it's only been not even a year, maybe a year, barely a year. So who are and you guys are now doing? They're not called fights. They're called smokers because fights fights are actually sanctioned, right?
Yep. So everything is sanctioned through the state of Michigan now. So a smoker is essentially kind of like, you remember what we did with Friedemann? We had that kind of like in-house tournament
With
Freedom.
Palm and them? Oh, Freedom.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Well, we did it with Palm, too.
First,
Yeah, with Freedom, Fitness, and then we did it's kind of a scrimmage against Palm and Central and those guys. So that's what a smoker is?
Essentially, yeah, that's the easiest way. There are some guidelines that the state gives so that it doesn't cross into the amateur fighting territory.
Why do you think... What is it about kickboxing or boxing specifically that they feel the need to sanction it that they don't sanction in jiu-jitsu tournaments?
It's not really an easy way to say this. Head trauma, death.
Death?
Yeah.
People have died in kickboxing?
Oh, yeah. There's a number of boxing and kickboxing deaths in every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did think I heard about one fatality in jiu-jitsu. But that wasn't, you know what? I don't think that was a jiu-jitsu tournament. I think it was a guy was training. This isn't funny. He was training in Thailand, and he died from staph, or he got septic. Remember that? He got his septic. His blood got septic, and I mean, I've had staph. You kind of got to let that go for a while, untreated, for it to get that bad. Like I had it on one school, and I remember it too. We were cross training at it, and they had this UV light. I'm not dogging them. I remember it raised my eyebrows. They had a UV light to clean the lamps, like a light on wheels, and I was like, I don't know if that's gonna work. I just remember being more curious. I was like, does that work? And then the 2 days later, my calf flew up, and it was all it was MRSA is what it was. So there's just a lot more trauma. And now, is there an age requirement in which these guys can do these smokers? Like minimum?
I believe, 18.
Well, didn't we see they had kids? Was that kid it? Are we allowed to
I think they were 18. I think they were 18.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, they're 18. I actually saw. No, that was a different one. But one of the guys who did the tag team jiu-jitsu match, which was really cool. You know the kid?
Yeah.
I think his name was Evan. He was at Grappling Industries this past week. He's good, man.
Really?
I mean, for his, I don't know what rank he is, but he's solid. But in that match, he was outpaced. So can you run us through what is your is it an accurate statement that the learning curve is not as steep as jiu-jitsu?
So I like to I think kickboxing and grappling are almost kind of different, to where grappling is harder starting out, and it gets not easier, but I think that it kind of shifts as you get further in, to where striking is almost the opposite, to where it's kind of like everyone can throw a punch and a kick, but can you exist in the milliseconds in between when a person is throwing a jab and you're moving your head and you're landing a punch at the same time?
So I remember when I took a few of your kickboxing classes. To me, just from a grappler, it was like handing me a pen and be like, write with your left hand, and I was like I know how to write, and then I'm like, yeah, it was so backward. Everything from the stance, because you guys are, you're a little bit taller than a traditional wrestling stance, kind of hunched over, and you're gonna get dusted. I think when blending the two, especially, I could see where that'd be tricky, man. It would take, dare I say, it would take some intelligence. You kind of got, it takes some skill and intelligence, or at the very least, reps, certainly, or to be able to know when, hey, he's going to punch, I need to like block this now, and then I'm going to close the distance and get it. That's very difficult. Like that would be real difficult for me, I think. That was just my kind of outside looking in. You're saying that jiu-jitsu's got a steeper learning curve up front, but it gets easier the more you train, and it's kickboxing's a little bit easier up front, but it gets more difficult the more you train.
Yeah, I'd say it's like as you get towards like the professional level and stuff, like the real high levels, because in striking it gets to be just they are existing in like milliseconds and nanoseconds. Like that's the difference between who wins sometimes and who gets knocked out. Is just you zigged when you zagged.
I see.
Yeah.
So there are I don't, pardon the expression, there are kind of flukes, a little not flukes, but like. Well, a tactical error in jiu-jitsu costs you a sweep.
Yeah.
Maybe a sub, right? But like it's more rare that you make a mistake and you get subbed for it, right? Mm-hmm. Especially at the higher level. Like it's more you make a mistake and now you got swept.
Yeah.
Or you got taken down, right? But you need to make a few mistakes in a row to actually get to get subbed. That's not the case in boxing.
Well, I mean, there are lucky punches. I'm not going to say but there are times when it may look like a lucky punch to like a normal person, but if you ask an expert, they'd be able to show you how they set it up in these frames right beforehand, and they were looking for that exact moment to throw that punch or kick.
So it's the whole series, just like wrestling, like you set up a series, a three step attack.
But it's just in different time like frames. So like grappling, I feel like that's why grappling matches are usually typically longer too.
Sure.
You need more time. It's just done in different, like grappling I like to say is in seconds, and then striking is in like milliseconds and stuff like that.
What is the so by that logic, strikers have faster reflexes? They'd have to, right?
Well, I think it's just the way the sports are, but possibly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's like a fast twitch grappler like Delane has, he has to have fast reflexes to do stuff he does. I've Tomoe Naged him over the top and he's back flipped out of it. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I forget he's our age. Like he's like 32. Like
no, he's literally our age. He's 35.
That's incredible. When I say incredible, that is hard to believe, right? Like I mean, Delane. If you guys ever seen Delane, he's you never know what you're gonna get with Delane. Like you never know especially when he goes to tournaments. He's a showman a little bit. Like he's got that showmanship and sometimes he does like it because it throws people off. Like they don't get that reaction from anyone else, and so they don't know how they're gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
Or how they handle it. What is if you had how many kids? I suppose we could look it up, but how many kids do you think you have We'll just deal with Southgate right now. Well, there's no kids at Westland, but in Southgate, how many kids do you think you have in the program now, and then how many adults just in Southgate?
It's hard to say, but I would say between like probably. I
guess let's do how many on the mat. That might be easier for you in an average class.
Typical class is between like 12 and 20 something.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, because are Saturdays popular?
It's up and down.
Yeah.
Like random days are really big, but yeah, Saturdays if the stars align, I could have like a 25-person class.
Yeah, I came in. I think we were done with a zombie class one time, and you obviously have to, you hop off to go coach the kids, and dude, there was like 20 kids, and again, I've seen it grow from like it was Jacob and like
Ezekiel.
Yeah, Ezekiel. Like it was 2 or 3. How now does and the way you strike? What can you walk us through your class structure? Because I kind of see it, and I think from the outside looking in, it looks like the more experienced kids are more experienced, but like they can still very much. Like it's okay if they get partnered with a relatively new person, they can still get work in. So can you walk us through maybe your approach and Because I know you've got you've gone deep into eco and that approach, and they seem to every time I look over, we share mats. So when I say look over, like I'm literally looking over at the class. They're all sweating, like they're all like drenched, and so it looks like a really good workout that you're doing.
Well, for the kids and adults both, I structure everything to where it is 3-minute rounds with a 1-minute rest. So just about everything we do other than mitts is 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, similar to what would be like professional boxing and kickboxing rounds.
So 3 minutes on, 1 minute off, like sparring. I'm not gonna call
sparring, even like the jumping jacks, the ladder drills, any of like the partner drills that we do, were all that same kind of time period there.
What? So they're doing 3 minutes of intensive, because I know it's a sprint. It's a simulating that kind of sprint, right? And boxing rounds are 3 minutes.
Pro ones are, yeah.
Pro 3. Okay, so and you're doing everything from the jumping jacks to the ladder drills to whatever. And you said something really interesting to me at the Smokers. I was like, I want to try to avoid getting punched in the face. I feel like that would hurt. And you said that you don't feel it at all. How can that, like, talk me through? I mean, again, the few classes I did, I don't remember my head hurting and I don't remember feeling it, but we also weren't sparring. Like these guys, like it was like tag at that point, right? So I don't remember sparring, but I talked to Jacob, Ryan, Tony, Caleb, and they were all like, "Yo, you don't feel." It's more of a it's more of like it's an annoyance of what you're trying to do, is kind of how they phrase it. How can you not feel getting hit in the head though?
So most people don't hit hard enough for you to really feel it. The first time you get hit with a really good shot, you'll know, because it feels like you get struck by lightning from your head to your toes. But most punches, because you're not getting hit bare knuckle, you're getting hit with like a pillow. Like it's not to say sometimes you don't go like, you don't flash or something, but it's not the same physical pain as like getting hit to the body or the legs.
Interesting. So it actually hurts. Getting hit kicked in the legs hurts more.
There's some spots on the legs where you can kick them and their entire leg will shut down.
Really?
Yep.
Where?
The calf.
Are calf kicks allowed?
Yep.
Yeah, so you could, but they have. Do they? I'm trying to think. They didn't have shin guards on in Smokers, do they?
They do.
They
but
do.
It's the back of the calf you want to kick too. There's a nerve in there.
So the whole thing will fall. So like you kick them in the calf and they go to step back, and now they can't.
Something
fall over.
Well, it's something called drop foot, where they literally just lose like control of their foot, and their foot's just like limp now.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many fights did you have when you did MMA?
14.
14?
Yeah.
That's a lot. Wow. And you didn't, but they were all before, I mean, you haven't had any since you started grappling.
No.
So you're just slugging it? You wrestled for a little bit, but.
Yeah, so I did Taekwondo. I wrestled. I thought that was going to be enough, honestly. So I went to this little gym in Monroe and took like 3 fights I shouldn't have. Lost them to guys who you kind of get fed to the sharks. So I kind of got fed to sharks, guys who were coming off title shot loss, this blah blah blah. Then I went
way more fight experience.
Yeah, they all had multiple fights, and I was 18, so I didn't really know what was going on. I've seen a lot more of I think the fighter mentality, that's the importance of where a coach comes in too. The fighter mentality, I've even seen this in tournaments of, I'm not going to back down from a fight, like I'll fight anyone. And then the coach has to step in and be like, well, hang on. Okay. We're not fighting for our bloodline here. We're doing, it should be equal skill, right? Equal skill, or as close as we can, right? Just like jiu-jitsu tournaments, you're not throwing up white and blue belts against black belts, right? They're kind of bracketed, and you're not throwing up 150 pounders against 200 pounders and 18-year-olds against 40-year-olds most of the time. And so the coach has to step in and be like, hang on, who is this? Who's the contender, right? Who's the kid? Who's the guy that we're matching? This is, we'll say it's Fox's first match. Yeah, he's done jiu-jitsu. He's never done any type of kickboxing. And if it's especially if it's strictly boxing, I mean, that jiu-jitsu doesn't translate. It might even hurt.
It might even hurt this. Like if I'm trying to like, you know, get back in wrestling, have you ever had to, I don't want to say interfere, but protect, like vet out, like, hey, you know, that's not going to be a good match for that. Have you had to do that with any of our guys yet?
No, honestly not. The guys that we do the smokers with have been really cool about everything and very upfront about all their guys and experience level.
Cool.
Everything that I've seen through. That's why I've been willing to go back and take our guys.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're a newer program. A lot of these other striking programs have been around much longer.
Sure.
So it's definitely something I want to make sure, because Ryan is the only one who's been training over a year. Mm-hmm. The rest of the guys have not been training. Like Caleb's just been training barely a year. Daniel was so, like, he's been with us for a while, but he would just train like 2 months and then he'd be gone for multiple months.
Yeah.
And then he'd be back. So I'd say altogether his actual training time was probably less than a year by the time he got in there.
Well, and he probably got fight of the night, match of the night, or smoke of the night. Yeah, him and his partner were, opponent were, dare I say, having fun. I mean, they were having fun at the end, but they were both gassed. I was like, you guys are shouting, and you could tell they're just so tired. Like they're like, there's nothing left, and it looks so pathetic. It looks so pathetic, but until you've been that drained, like once you know, I've had jiu-jitsu matches where like I can't even stand up. Like at the end, I'm like, you know, 8 minutes in of whatever the hell. So, what's the main reason that you see, I guess, parents bringing in their kids for kickboxing? Is it probably similar to jiu-jitsu? Or are they looking for something different? What would make a parent seek out a boxing program as opposed to jiu-jitsu?
I would say it's similar to jiu-jitsu. I think you get a little bit more rec people in kickboxing than jiu-jitsu too. I think people are just looking for something to do real quick. A lot of people associate kickboxing with still like cardio kickboxing. Like
I've had to vet a few of those out for sure. Yeah, I had this chick. She called up. She's like, yeah, I did. I don't know if we're allowed to. Is title? It's cardio kickboxing, yeah. Title.
Yeah, they
title
don't allow sparring in their building.
Okay, all right. So yeah, she did title, and I was like, well, okay, it's gonna be a little bit different, you know. And I didn't want to talk too much smack about it, but I was like, it's just different, and not necessarily wrong, but like it'd almost be like, I don't even know what you would compare that to. There's no cardio jiu-jitsu.
It'd be like if you taught jiu-jitsu and you never sparred.
That'd be bizarre. That would be bizarre. Well, and at that, I mean, that's kind of like, that's kind of traditional. A lot of traditional arts now, right? And I was talking. This is slightly off topic, but I'll tie it back in. I was talking with Mustafa last night, and we were talking Myra. He's like, she's gone. We just revamped the kids' gray belt tests, and now they physically test, right? Which I think, I can see us adding in like we'll call it an actual. When I say test, I don't mean like a recital of moves. Like they're actually. I grab either a stud, like if they're going for gray white, I grab like a stud white belt who I know is really tough. But everyone I've done up until this point is someone who's already been gray white. Like JD went against Silas, Lucas and them went against a couple other grays, and then Preston is I'm gonna have to get like a really solid gray for him as well. But they're resisting, and it's almost like it's live, and they know, like, I haven't had to yet, but I will fail a kid. Like if you have no idea what to do from bottom out, and your answer is like you're pushing the kid out, like I have to fail you, right? Like because that's the most obvious self-defense position, and you're clueless there. You can try again next month, but. I think that that's the importance of the sparring. Same thing with kickboxing now. Like if you're just teaching these moves of left, right, I've seen them, right? Like I've seen them like left, right combo, and it's just a choreographed dance. It looks sweet. It makes a sweet fight scene. Makes a way sweeter fight scene than than it might be otherwise. But it's just not. It's not practical because of, as you call it, feedback, right? You're not getting that feedback from the opponent.
Yeah.
Do you have? You mentioned that I saw I was in the office yesterday and I saw your kickboxing level sheets. That was something that was interesting to me. Can you go into kind of what that is? I know it's a relatively new thing for you, but like what the different levels are and maybe what they represent and where they go.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure especially for level 1 that the kids can do basic techniques. Mm-hmm. Like there's some basic punches and kicks. They can get flashier the further you go in, but basically the straight punches, a jab and cross, hook punches on both sides, uppercuts. Those are all the basic punches right there. And then making sure you can throw like a straight line kick, like a push kick, and then also a roundhouse kick. Obviously, if you can do those things, you have some semblance of, kickboxing and knowing how to throw the strikes. From there, just because I have our kids spar a lot, but they only go to the body and the legs. They don't throw any headshots.
Sure.
But that still requires control because we have kids from 5 to 12. So we've got a big age gap. And sometimes I mix the kids up, especially just to make sure that my 12-year-old sparring with another 12-year-old is different than him sparring with a 7-year-old.
Of course.
Right? So just to show them the different levels of control. So I have them be able to control themselves with someone who is at their same level and then also someone who is below their level. So if I put you with a brand new person, you're not going to try to kick their leg off. Right?
Yeah.
Or if you're with someone who gives you a problem, like you guys are kind of equal in skill, you don't start getting angry and hauling off and trying to, now hurt the other person or get emotional.
Yeah. Well, and I could see where, especially I could see in striking where that would be even more valuable, being that you're throwing, because you can do it, like to your point, you can do, not to say you can't do damage in grappling, but if someone is of the temperament to lose their temper and try and do something, like they're at that point there's a good chance they'll hurt themselves, that they'll get swept, it's probably not going to work in their favor most of the time. But if you just start slugging and then kids get in, people can get injured,
especially
right?
like that's the problem. Like even like a big guy, like a 6 foot something 200-pound guy, even if he's unskilled, if he throws a punch and it lines up correctly and it hits you, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight behind a punch. So.
Sure. What I've seen, we played with like a, I guess you call it an add-on, right? An add-on option for some of our grapplers to do. How many people hopped on that? It was like 5. It was ridiculous. Honestly, it was like $5 or something. So if you wanted to add a day of kickboxing, how many people hopped on that?
I think we're on like probably 10 or 12 now.
Yeah,
I actually have
it's a no-brainer.
Alan Kropp's girl Ashley's coming to try out the MMA class tonight.
Oh, cool. Wait, hold up. You're doing MMA on when did that start?
So probably like right after the whole split happened.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about already doing it, so I was implementing to where Tuesdays is now straight boxing. Wednesdays is MMA. The other days are kickboxing.
Okay. I think that would be. So walk me through MMA. Walk me through, because that would, I think, I'm gonna be vulnerable here.
Yeah. I've
been doing jiu-jitsu for it's been 17 years now. I'm still not good at jiu-jitsu. Okay, I'm not great at jiu-jitsu, but I'm not awful at jiu-jitsu either, right? Like so there's a level of like, I know the fundamentals enough to like, if I go into class and I don't feel like getting subbed that day, there's a pretty good chance I could go into class and not get, if all I want to do is play hyper defensive. The kickboxing is so, I feel extremely vulnerable, and it's very difficult to learn, and it takes a lot of my attention to even I'm like, And have you ever seen the movie The Jerk with Steve Martin? It's an old one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I feel like, where he's like trying to like find his rhythm, and he just looks ridiculous. Like that's what I feel like throwing, and even especially kicking. I feel I look ridiculous, and I was like, I'm just every part of this I'm really terrible at. So that's a humbling thing. It's kind of like starting jiu-jitsu over again. But if MMA, if there's at least a part of the class in which I go, okay, this is familiar. Like I'm cool here now. Like I got, I missed the punch, but I got taken down. At least here I know kind of what to do. Mm-hmm. That would be attractive to me. I think a little bit of like sour with the sweet to balance it out. What's the MMA look like?
So me and Coach Ryan kind of worked together to put together like the games and drills for that class, because obviously still sticking with kind of the eco theme. Mm-hmm. So we kind of start people out in different more MMA type positions like turtle. We've done close guard, but essentially giving each person a goal. So especially with MMA,
I like that a lot.
Sweeping, that's not to say isn't important, but for most positions, getting back on your feet is a much better option. So something like turtle might be the bottom person needs to get to their feet, separate hands, separate from the other person. A top person's job is to keep the other person on the ground, keep chest to back connection, while trying to land like light strikes, to the head and body.
On that, and I'm not going to spend the podcast on this, but that the games that we started playing, especially the kids, and especially here at Westland, that simple themes of that chest to back. I mean, that's all I have to call out now in a tournament. Mm-hmm. Chest to back, chest to chest, chest to back, and they that's it, right? And then two, it also because we all speak the same language at a tournament. If I'm calling out, grab the wrist, grab the head, now the other person knows exactly what they're trying to do, right? And if you're having to walk the kid or the person through the match, you're kind of behind anyway. But if you just write chest to chest, chest to back, I've seen huge success with that. Even in the positional where we're at now, that is so really beneficial. Really, really helpful. I like it a lot. So Wednesday's the only MMA?
Currently, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'd be curious to see how many people show up.
That one kind of depends. Some people have come and been like, "Yeah, no, I'm not."
Well, because it's probably that's a tough sell, right? Like it's probably a little, because now both to the point, it's uncomfortable for both. It's uncomfortable for the kickboxers and it's uncomfortable for the jiu-jitsu people. So someone's really got to be like, "That's what I want to do." Huh. That's interesting. Well, and you and I played around with that too. Like even just like we were playing around. We put, I think they're called light gloves or small gloves on. I like at least, because it's the kickboxing, strict kickboxing. Dude, it's a tough sell, man. I mean, that's a tough, at least just for my head.
Yeah.
I'll get to it before long. Those smokers look so fun though. They legit look so fun. I was like, man, I could do one of those. I went home and told Amanda, I was like, I can see myself doing one. And she's like, she says to me, she has the audacity, you are almost 40 years old. You are not doing. I was like, hold on. I'm 36 for the record. So we're just going to round that one down, technically round up. But yeah, I'm 36. So I could still, I don't feel, I certainly feel my age at times, but I feel like I got plenty of years in the I'm not going to call it my prime, but of healthy years, you know, to where I could still do things. What are anything exciting coming up that you got planned for the program? Fun events, I'm
trying to figure out a fun way to, have the kids compete in something. I actually looked into it, and there might actually bring like point kickboxing and point Muay Thai to Michigan. And that's something that I might get the kids involved in.
Is there like an organization that does that?
Yeah, the IKF.
IKF?
Yep. International Kickboxing Federation.
IKF. Let's look them up. And so points, walk me through the point system of that.
So point systems are for clean lands and scoring areas. They wear gloves, shin guards, looks like headgear. The contact is semi-contact. It's not full contact. So, no, like you're not. If you start going for like knockouts and swinging for the fences, you'll actually get penalized.
Yeah, I see it right here. So international. So we've got the World Classic events.
Yeah, so they have full contact events too, and they do
see semi-contact. I see. So that's what this one would be.
Yeah.
Semi-contact. I would bet you could run. This is a lot in California, eh?
Yeah.
I would bet you could run something a lot in California.
It's mainly Cali and Florida where all the striking tournaments
But they're
are.
Looking into Michigan right now?
Yep. I saw it. One of the other gyms here in Michigan posted about it.
Where? Interesting. Trainers, fighters.
It might be like under, because IKF is a big organization, so it might be like a smaller version of them using IKF's name to run the tournament.
Oh, they have belts too, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's fun. Corporate company award belts. What the heck? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
What Lift Master Champ? What is Avis Car Rental? What is happening? Customer experience. Are they just selling belts?
Oh yeah,
This
you
is
can just
strange.
buy belts.
Metal. Hold up. Wait a second. Metal. This is. Did you know you can buy a Naga belt at the tournament?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous. That is. When I found that out, it completely deflated my belt. Like, completely deflated it. I remember, and I found out once because one of our, like, when we first opened, dude, one of the parents bought their kid one after he lost. She's like, yeah, I didn't want him to go home crying. I was like, you just bought the belt? And she's like, yeah, it was like kind of, I think it was like $300. Mm-hmm. Like it's something ridiculous. Yeah. And it's not that, it's an expensive belt, but it's you're coming out of pocket to the pain of your child losing or you losing is That's valuable. Like that, like guarantee. If you find and take any hero story, like their turnaround arc is after a really painful point. Now sometimes they lose family, like Frozen or whatever, but like there's a really painful point at which like they hit rock bottom, and then then they climb this peak. But if they can't feel and sit in that pain, you're kind of stealing it from them a little bit. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. A metal engraved logo in the set. So they're like, hey, we're the IKF. Oh, but we also sell belts and stuff. That's crazy.
There's literally just magazines that are out there too, where you can just like pick out the belts you want to order for.
So yeah, I think the belts are Dingus McGee's restaurant. This is come on, guys. Dingus McGee's restaurant in Auburn, California. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It's going to be hard. Someone needs to let them know this. What's the phrase? Delegitimizes it, illegitimizes their page. Like it's not helping. Have a separate landing page. I'm cool with you selling belts. Have a separate landing page for it. That's crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But they're coming to Michigan. Okay. Well, maybe they'll have some belts. I don't know. All right. Well, quick. So you've had 10 or 12. Do you think, what is the ultimate goal for like, do you have a vision for the kickboxing program as you see it yet?
My main goal is to just grow the actual like normal community. Fighters come and go. That can't be the focus of the program. Just because fighters come and go, and rarely do fighters stay with their trainer for very long.
Well, they probably, if they don't switch, that is one of the appealing things of jiu-jitsu is like I can totally see someone aging out of kickboxing a little bit. Like how old are you going to be doing smokers? Like none of those guys that I saw. I don't know if any of them were our age. I don't know if I saw one.
I believe they were all in their 20s.
Yeah.
No, maybe. So Well, Caleb's like 26, and I think the guy he made a fight might have been in his early 30s, maybe, or late 20s. But I think they were probably the oldest guys on the card there.
Late 20s.
Yeah.
That's okay. So fighters come and go, which I agree with you.
Yeah.
What does the community, what specifically? Or what, I guess, what does the community look like, feel like? Is it team events? Is you got, just go out for, dinner? Is it like what does that community ultimately look like? Are you trying to build?
I guess I haven't really.
I don't mean to put you on.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
I don't mean to
You're
put
good,
you. I
you're
don't mean to
good.
put you on the spot.
You're
So,
good. I guess I'd like to see us start doing team events and stuff. I'd like to find just like fun stuff, like the point kickboxing and everything. I think would be a really good place to start, just because majority of the people that do the program are not going to be able to do like smokers, actual fights and everything, but they want to compete. I know a lot of the guys already want to compete. They haven't talked to me about it, but kind of the time and dedication it takes to really do like those kind of events is a little bit different than like something like a point kickboxing event.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, in those events, they're a bit of a production, right? Like, and you know what? Because having done things like that, right? Like we've done some in-house tournaments, scrimmages. We did the Metro Invitational. Like what they put on at Stars and Strikes. Like if you don't know what all goes into it, it can. I mean, I guess it is a low budget production comparatively speaking, but still a lot of work to put in there. I mean, they must have had 24 people volunteers effectively. Like that's a lot of manpower, and so that goes into everything from matchmaking to awareness to getting the word out to setting up chairs to say like it's a whole thing, and that's we'll call it, no disrespect, but that's run out of their own gym as opposed to renting out the soundboard at Motor City. Like that is by definition a bigger ticket production, right?
Yeah.
So is that how that works at the soundboard? Like you contact Motor City and you're like, hey, we want to run this thing, and
yep. Then it's
what's the oh, it's licensed.
You have to be like have promoter's license. You have to have insurance. You have to make sure there's medical staff.
What if you just that's a big. So how many people does the soundboard seat?
I think it's probably. I know it's. I'm not actually sure.
Pretty big. I've only been to one. Jordan had a match there, and a fight. His was a fight, and it was an experience. It was my first cage fight ever to go see. And it was rowdy, dude. It was so rowdy, and it was, understandably so. Everyone's drinking, and it was rowdy, And
Yeah.
I can imagine. So they charge. That's a good deal for Motor City. I mean, they charge you to rent the space.
Mm-hmm.
They sell the beer. They sell the food.
Yep.
How does the promoter make money? How does the person who's actually bringing the stuff, do they make money per seat, or how do they make any money?
Ticket money.
That's not tickets weren't. I don't think we had. How much were tickets? I don't think they were that expensive.
They're not crazy. Well, something like probably like $50-$60 for like the cheap seats. Right?
Okay, all right. Oh,
maybe probably a couple hundred for like the closer.
We
seats.
had a table. We had a table. So yeah. So I mean, because it was like my first one ever, and we wanted to be there for. Actually, I think. There's a table. We were at the cage, but it was we were almost like his he wasn't with Metro, he was with Hoist and them still, and we were just I was there to support Jordan and Jerry, but I wouldn't want that. That's a huge that venue is probably 10 to 20,000 to rent, and that's a big production. I wouldn't want that. Would any of the kickboxers? I know we're planning a trip to Hocking Hills as a team. It's open. When I say the team, just so everyone understands the dynamic, I stay in my lane a little bit, right? And I believe in giving people autonomy. How am I going to tell Coach Jimmy about here's what kickboxers want? I've never kickboxed. I have no idea, right? So when I say the team, I'm not trying to be like to draw this line of like kickbox. I joke about it, but like kickboxers versus grapplers, I'd love for us all to do an event together. But they are by nature like, you know, you guys train over here, and that's your crew, and you're fighting with them, and our guys are over here. You just don't know. You just don't intermingle a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's why I like the MMA. Is because you get, but it's a tough sell, you know. So you think they'd be into Hocking Hills or going down there? Are they nature guys, or are they more guys and gals? You have a lot of women too.
Some of the guys, yeah. I think few of the people would be interested in it.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's in the fall. It's like October. We'll go early. Get some. Now we're doing the cheap seat. We're doing the cheap. So we did we rented out the one in up north, a huge like Airbnb, and this thing was like a lot of money per night. And so we footed the bill, and then we're like, hey, we'll collect from everyone in the back end. Terrible, dude. Terrible. So many people bailed, and I was left holding the bill. I was like, this sucks, right? Like it was cool. I mean, it was cool. But now I think just go like they have like cabins. I feel like for $100 a night. Dude, they're shacks. Like so I'm not gonna overstate. Like they're shacks, and we'll put out the listings. Everyone book your own room. Mm-hmm. We're not gonna be in one big central lodging, but that but you go there for the trails and things. And I think they have campgrounds. Like you get a campground or something. Well, cool. Well, I'm excited, man. I like to see it grow. I can tell. Just you can tell when someone is really doing things that they enjoy, and you seem to really be enjoying it. And I'm excited to see it grow. I need to just write it down. Like I know I keep telling I'm the guy that I make fun of. Like, yeah, one day, bro, I'll be in the gym. One day. I was like, I need to go in and do it. But it's also like I'm training 4 days a week now, plus lifting. So I think that's equally a hard sell for me to now. I'd have to pull back off jiu-jitsu.
But you're actively still competing, so it doesn't really make sense. That's
I've got the goal is 8 tournaments this year. So and so I actually just saw that they came out with Columbus, IBJJF. That's an easier stuff because my brother lives down there. So if I can make a thing off it, yeah, we'll see, man. Well, cool. I appreciate you being on. I'm excited for where things are going. I think I get tons of great feedback from your program. I joke like Coach Shimmy. I get more compliments on your coaching than any other coach, myself included. So you're doing a great thing, man. We're definitely happy to have you. And I'm excited to bring the podcast back with you every Wednesday. No. Every-ish Wednesday, schedule depending. So
happy to be on.
For sure, dog. Well, appreciate you guys. A couple announcements we do have coming up is Detroit IBJJF Open is in, I think, June 13th and 14th. That's kids now, kids and adults. And so we also have, if you were paying attention, we have our kids kickboxing and kids jiu-jitsu, adult kickboxing, adult jiu-jitsu, all in Southgate. Pretty wide open schedule now. I mean, you have kids 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. No Fridays, but we do have Saturdays.
No, we do. Kids have Fridays. There's no adult Fridays. That's what it is.
I'm pretty sure I have a flawed schedule on the website. I'm pretty sure I got to fix that. So there's it's Tuesday through Friday.
Yep.
No, Mondays. That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then Saturdays as well. Kids kickboxing. It is my goal to get kids kickboxing out here in Westland. I don't know. The demographic out here is so strange. It's very, very strange. And we thought you have a theory. Do you want to share? Do you mind sharing your theory of why it's more popular in Southgate than Westland?
Yeah. So we're here in Westland, but we were bordering Canton as well, which is a little bit more, higher income than Downriver.
Sure.
Typically, striking is historically more of a blue collar thing.
It's a poor man's brawler sport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It just doesn't take much to train, boxing or kickboxing. Pair of gloves, another person. That's all you really need. So
yeah, and I, right, wrong, or indifferent, jiu-jitsu it's kind of a luxury. Not kind of. It's a luxury item, and it's a dare I say. the parents don't view it as violence, right? They're just like they don't view karate as violence. It's something about the I think it's something about the gi. Honestly, I think they're like, oh, it can't be violent. It's a suit. How can they? They got lapels and stuff. They're just missing the bow tie. But if you put on gloves, I think even the illusion of like gloves, right? You're like they're gonna punch somebody, and that is by hands down the biggest. I don't want my baby to get hurt, right? I don't want to have fun. And I was like, you watch too much TV. Like that's not like we're not orchestrating 7-year-old cockfights, right? Like of kids just going at it, and the kids they have a blast. In fact, my kids they bribe they did. That's one of the motivating things is they do your program, and she said something about, did you see we got level 1 kickboxing? I was like, I did. I was like, you guys are better kickboxers than me now. And they're like, what? I was like, I don't do kickboxing. And so they were really proud of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's as far as announcements. We have obviously free intro classes for all the programs. Again, those are going to range anywhere from $49 to I think the most expensive. If you want to do everything we offer, it's like $65 a week. But we got to get you in to try it out. Talking about culture and community, right? How many conversations do we have about like, dude, what's this guy? Like, we'll look at text messages before the appointment, and we're like, what do we think about this? Like, is this guy gonna be okay? I don't know. Like, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you know. Like, so you're very protective of these people because what would make me feel awful is, just someone getting injured by the trial guy or the trial kid. So we're really protective of them. But well, I appreciate it, Coach. If you guys follow, like, subscribe, whatever you're doing that on our websites, as always, we'll see you on the mats.